Hi, welcome to Gary's Hobby Studio. In this video, I'm going to show you how to change some of the colors of the backgrounds on MediaWiki. It took me a little while to actually find how to do it, but what I'm going to show you is some of it's going to work with the vector skin, some's going to work with, what I'm going to show you is going to work more, and I'm only going to show you the stuff that works, because there were some things that just didn't work, and I'm just going to leave those off. But I'll include the link to the guy's page that talks about it, and he talks about how to change colors and stuff in the vector, mono book, and there was a third one, I don't remember what it is. If you use any other skin outside of those three, some of this may work. You can try it out. I can't guarantee it'll work. You may have to Google search, you know, the skin name common.css. So let's go ahead and get started. But before we get started, if you like my content, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon so that way you'll get notifications when I post new videos. And with that out of the way, now let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, so first thing you got to do is you got to log into your MediaWiki. And when you do, what you want to do is you want to copy pretty much this whole part here up to the PHP/. Don't worry about the main page. Create another tab, paste it there, and then do MediaWiki with the first letter of media and wick capitalized, colon, common.css. And what that does is that will open up the page that will allow you to edit. When we edit this here, we're going to put CSS coding. I don't know how close it is to actual HTML, because considering this is a wiki, they might have some similarities. I know it does use the HTML color hexadecimal codes for color. I really need to get a full list of all the codes and everything. I know I've got a small cheat sheet up there, but it doesn't cover everything, and to adjust it one letter or one number at a time is insane. But what you would do here is you would edit source, and then you would just start probably copying and pasting if you find any code online, which I will include the link to the guy's site, because I have no idea who it is that I found. I found it at work one day, started playing with it on my virtual machine, changed it on my home machine, or my home MediaWiki, and now I'm going to show you how to do it in the demo, because I've been wanting to do this for a very, very long time. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is we're going to change the background. And what you want to do is you want to try to give yourself a little line to keep the code readable and everything. This will changes the color, or the background color, of the bottom and left of each page up to behind half of the logo. Now that's if you're using vector. If you're using monobook, it covers the whole thing, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a moment. So we save changes, and for Chrome, as it says here, it says Control-Shift-R. I do Control, but let's do Control-Shift and R for probably refresh. Okay, and as you can see, that color code changed all this to this color up to half, like it said, and that's for the vector skin. The monobook skin, all of this would be covered. So the next little piece of code is this changes the background color of the content and title of pages, so it should control like everything outside of this. Okay, and Control-Shift-R, and as you can see, it covers all this. Now if I go back to the main page, Control-Shift-R, and as you can see, here's everything here. So let's go back to this. And edit source again. Okay. Now, this piece of code, wow, why did that get so small? There we go. At least now, hopefully I can read it. It says changes the background color of the rectangle area where category links are located. And I want to say it should be these here. So let's go ahead and save changes. Control-Shift-R. And okay. It didn't do anything. Alrighty. That may work in monobook. So let's move forward to the next piece of code, which is, and I have no idea why this thing is reducing this down to 80. Jesus, no wonder I can't read it. Stop doing it. I think I'm not going to hit that because apparently that's resetting it for some reason. Anyway, sorry for the little rant. Sets the background color of the area of the logo. Now what this is going to do is it's going to put a border around my logo. Now you'll still see a little bit of white like here and like at the very edge here. So let's go ahead and save changes. And let's just wait till that's done. Okay. And let's just hit refresh. See, okay, it doesn't bypass the cache. So I'm just going to hit control and refresh. Hey, and it kept it the same so I could read it. I hate Chrome. So anyways, as you can see that it changed the color around the area here. And like I said, you can see that little gap between here and that little gap there. In monobook, when you change this, it'll change the whole thing. Everything, there won't be this little gap here. So that's how, if you want to put a color around your logo, it's up to you. You can, you can't. It all depends on what you want to do. Okay. Now this is for the navigation. Okay, Control Shift, refresh, and as you can see, now it's changed the background color, so all these links here look fine. The only thing I haven't found out yet is how to change it when you create these here, because I would love to like highlight it. Like right now, whenever you create, because I'm using monobook, this is like the same, like if I had the mono book theme on, or skin on here, this would all be white like this. And I'd like to either make it this color, maybe make it a different color to differentiate it, something like that. I don't know, haven't decided, but I have to find how to change those, and I haven't found it, because the link that I'm going to include to the guy's site that talked about this, that I found to be able to do this, because believe me, I was looking for this for a while, way back in when I was using 1.34, I couldn't find anything on it. So it was great finding this guy's page, and he talked about it. Plus, he goes over a bunch of other stuff too with MediaWiki stuff that I was like, wow, I didn't even know that. But if something doesn't work that you try on his page, it might be because the vector skin has been updated to 1.3, you know, because it's 1.37 as opposed to previous versions, and that may no longer work. So that's why I don't know how to find anything that's current for the current version of it. I'd like to. It would be great. I wish MediaWiki would like update all that stuff so it is easier to find this kind of information, because I searched and it either that or I don't know what I'm doing, which that wouldn't surprise me sometimes, because sometimes my searching abilities don't work as well as I hope they would. All right, so I don't think this did anything either, but we're going to try it anyways. And I don't think it did anything, in my opinion. Something's wrong with the date on this server, because it says it's the 25th and it's still the 24th when I'm making this video. I have to figure out what's wrong with that. But that's something different. Let me comment this out. And to make comments, you do a slash and asterisk if you've never done any kind of HTML before. And what that does is that says, hey, all this is just a comment. It's not an instruction of any kind. And to end it so that, because if you leave it without it at the end, everything after that's a comment. So all your code will become a comment. So then it would be asterisk slash. And let's save those changes. Control Shift. Yeah, apparently it didn't do anything. So that is how you basically change the colors of this. I do want to show you one other thing, and I want to say, yeah, what you can do, which is really cool, sorry about that, is that you can actually add a thumbnail to your main page so that, and I hope it works because I have to change one thing. Now you have to do this in source, and I'm going to put in bits and pieces of it at a time. Now, I don't know if this will work or not, because the way I had it, I borrowed it from another site, from another Wix site online for, like I said, it was unofficial Elder Scrolls Online about the game. And I didn't change that, and it still worked. So let me paste this in. V. And then down. And let me grab all this. I hope this works. It should. I'm hoping. Sorry about that. I've been working in tech too long. It's like you never want to definitely confirm anything until you try it, because 9 times out of 10 it doesn't work. Most of the time. Sometimes it shocks you and it works right off the bat. Alright, so I'm going to do show preview. Okay. And, aha, it did work. Okay, so basically what this is, and I'll drop down to the code here. What I just did was I created a link right on the main page to go to a specific section. And how you would do that, and let me zoom in on this so that you can see it a little easier, so you're not straining your eyes. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so what you do is you put this style overflow And I'm not sure what this does, because again, I've never seen this. I've taken some HTML. I'm very basic at HTML, not this advanced, so I don't know if this is actual HTML. I know the div is, but some of this other stuff may be code for the MediaWiki itself. But anyways, you want to start with like your width of how wide you want the image. And then the file, this is the image file that you want to upload, or you want to have already uploaded into your MediaWiki. And I'm going to change it with my logo just to show you what's going on. And did everything get dialed up to that? 75. Yeah, everything got dialed up. Anyway. Oh. Well, can't use my logo, but I'll use the AMD Ryzen. So you can click on it, which it should load it up, and then you can just copy, probably just copy this whole thing because it actually has that. So you would copy that, come back over to your main, replace, oh, yeah, you can actually copy the file, and then replace it with that. Now the link is the actual page that you set up for it. So we're gonna do, I'm gonna change this to match, let's see what that was, Fred Flintstone. Okay, so we're gonna change this to Fred Flintstone. Okay, and then what this does is this turns the picture into a link to Fred Flintstone. Now here, and you also want to change that to here too. Okay, now here you want to still put the same name, but here on this side of the up and down brace, here is where you can just change the name for display. So I'll show you. We're just going to do Fred. Now I know it's the same as everything, but these here makes this a link to it. Here again is using this as a link to it. So let's go ahead and save changes. And now you can see where it just says Fred Flintstone and it has the Ryzen logo. I don't have a Fred Flintstone picture. I would have uploaded that, which I should have had that. My fault on that. But you get the point. So if I had a picture of Fred Flintstone here, I click on it, yabba dabba doo. Okay, that's by clicking on the picture. I click on the link, same thing. And this way, if you feel, especially if this is like your home document, wiki, personal diary, however you want to use MediaWiki on your home network for whatever reason, okay? If there's certain things, here's a good thing for, because of the Elder Scrolls site that I actually got this stuff from. If you keep a lot of like tips on how to beat certain levels and that, you could have like your laptop with it logged in, and back at the screen, let's just say it's Elder Scrolls 1. I mean, I don't know the titles of all the games, but, or better yet, I'll use this one because I do know the titles of these. Doom. So here I could have a picture of the original Doom 1 and just have it called Doom. Have another one of the logo of Doom 2, of the original series, and then, you know, Doom 2, Doom, you know, Final Doom, all that stuff. and then you can then I can have like Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, and this way I can click on it, and then as you create the information here, because if you have here, we'll edit and I'll create. I don't know if I'm spelling her name correctly or not. Okay. Okay, save changes. I'm just not going to worry about that right now. I mean, you could describe it or not. Okay, and no, it needs to be 4. Shoot. Now it should do it. And we'll just save changes. Okay, and as you can see, now that I created, you have to create at least 4 headings, okay, to generate this. And this way, if you have like the first level of Doom, and then the second level in the first Doom, and it's the same thing. And that way you can click on the picture, or even the name from that, and then this way you can go, okay, I need the second level of Doom, even though it says Barney, but, and that way you could go, oh, okay, you got to run over here and pick this up and stuff like that. And then this way you could do that, and you can have your most played games that you like to play, or, you know, whatever info that you want on the main page just by doing that. Now, I don't know, I have a feeling that if you make a, and I'm curious now that I'm doing this, and I don't want to make this too long, but I'm gonna try. It might not work, but I'm gonna try a little experiment. Let's go back to the main page, and let's edit source, and let's drop that down. We're gonna paste the same thing, but I'm gonna leave all the Docker information in there. We just need this at the end. And let's change that to 2, since it's a second one. And let's do a show preview just to see. Hey! And it worked. It moved it down underneath. So this way, you can set up as many of these as you want on your MediaWiki thing. The way I'm going to do mine for both work and home, it's going to be the most frequently accessed stuff on there, and I don't think I'm going to go too many rows down on the main page. Just depends on, you know, I mean, I don't have a whole lot of stuff in my wiki, but as I'm doing things for both this, you know, to show you guys, plus, you know, stuff for myself, you know, my wiki information is probably going to grow both on the test wiki and also on my other 2 wikis. So, as you can see, you can edit this. It took me forever to do it, and I know what the way Tom from Lawrence Systems does. He's just, hey, it's very simple, and that's fine if that's the way you want to do it for, you know, for his business, or if that's the way you want to do it for a business. Me personally, I would at least like it to look a little, like, colorful, not so drab. I'm not saying that the basic look is drab. It just, to me, it's just, You know, I do like a little bit of color. I do like the fact that it's easier on my eyes. Because again, I'm 51 years old. They're not getting any better. But you can do it however you want. If you don't want to change the colors, that's fine. You could, if you want to just do what I showed you here, hey, feel free, have at it. But that's the best way to do, like, search for any kind of media wikis or just wikis that are personal, because you'll be surprised what kind of code that you'll find in that, and then just, you know, just experiment with it. It's the easiest way, because that's how I did. I went to the let's see if that'll come up. Yep. This is where I actually found all this, and as you can see, he has like all the games like right here. And if you click on that, here's all the information and everything about it. So you could pretty much set it up. And the nice thing about it is you can view the source. And you may not be able to edit his source, which is fine. I don't want anybody to edit somebody else's wikis, you know, on that are not theirs. But at least this way, if you view the source code, you can actually see everything he did. If there's anything in there that's like, wait a minute, I can't do this. Now remember, some things you'll probably have to do through the actual source, edit the source code as opposed to the visual editor. Depends on how it plays out. You know, I've because if we go back to my main page and if we do edit, see, it just lists this. There's like nothing else. So all that other code is in the background, and you can't really do this through the visual editor. This is nice if it's going to be you're typing paragraphs and you want everything formatted and everything, and you want to use a WYSIWYG type to put the information there, that's fine. But if you need to create the buttons for these and stuff like that, that's when, now in the visual editor, you can go switch over to source editing, which will take you to that, and then you can add the code here. But at least this way, here's a starting point for you. I'd love to see, you know, what you guys would do. I mean, you know, if you want, you can email me pictures or, you know, leave a comment. If you want to see anything else, if I can find the information, because like I said, I don't know everything about this. I have been using this for a while, but like I said, at first I couldn't really find any information on how to do it. Now all of a sudden the information is just like, hey, here it is. And I'm like, where was this stuff like a while ago when I was doing this? But there's a starting point for you. And like I said, I'll leave a link down in the description to the guy's, I don't know if his is like one of those WordPress sites, or if it's I don't think it's a MediaWiki or any kind of a wiki, but I think it's a WordPress site. And like I said, he's got all kinds of information there on that. So, okay. And that's how you edit the MediaWiki. You know, here's a good starting point. I'll leave a link down in the description below to the guy's site so that you can see, because he's got like all kinds of information and everything about editing just those 3 skins.